Good morning, everyone. It's Lindsey Huddleston back in the building with another SPS Monday Motivation. Hope you guys are feeling good. I'm feeling great on this Monday. And I want to extend that to you. I know we probably come out of a weekend where you may have experienced something. There may be something going on. But hey, we all got a choice today. We're blessed to be able to wake up. You're blessed to be able to be in the sound of my voice or anyone else's voice. So there are great things that we can do despite what you have going on. And what is today's topic today? Our topic today is unrenewable and renewable energy. Lindsay, what are you talking about? That's right, unrenewable and renewable energy. Before we get going, we're going to have a little science discussion here. Good morning, Michelle Mimi Watkins. It is a great time to be here. Without even getting deep into today's topic, you reflect one of the individuals that I'm talking about when I'm talking about renewable energy. So I got my brother, Coach Marcus J. Davis in the building. Yeah, brother, that's who you are. That's who you are. And you know what I'm referring to, the note I shared, and I appreciate you, brother, stopping in. It was just truth to that. And I've been seeing it up close for all my years being out here and seeing that with you. This is a good brother, and Marcus J. Davis, one of the best coaches around, will help your young people from start to finish. So let's talk about where I got this from. All sources of energy in this world can be divided into two kinds: renewable and non-renewable energy. Okay, renewable energy, such as solar, wind, tide, and I give you an image of what that looks like. The renewable energy, those are things that can kind of come back on their own, right? You see it over here: the solar energy, the wind, the tide. All those are energy sources that can just go on and on. They're renewable. But then we have the non-renewable energy sources like oil, like coal. These things are finite. There's only so much for some time. So I want you to keep that in mind as a way to help you understand what we're talking about like that. And what are those non-renewable energy sources? Petroleum, gas, coal, things that we get, but there's only so much of it, which is why it's a limited supply. So let me put a pin in that and come back. We'll talk about an article that was pretty good called The People Factor. It's all about energy by Sarah Kathleen Peck. And she's with a group. This was a part of the podcast, The Accidental Creative. The Accidental Creative. This is a great resource if you guys want to look it up. I didn't listen to the podcast. I was actually reading an article that talked about these things. And it's very much in depth. And I won't go all the way in depth, but it's enough to kind of wet your whistle and give you an idea. It talks about there are people, places, and things that make me feel like I'm building my energy stores, is what she talked about, Sarah, that is. And they rejuvenate me and help me to be my best and do my best work. And likewise, there are also people in places that zap my energy, leave me exhausted. They make me feel as though I wasted my time and my energy and my day without getting anything useful done. We all know who those type of people are. And if you don't, my concern is, who are you? Who do we have this morning? Patricia England. Hey, mama. Good morning, son. I saw you had a marvelous weekend. You know what, mother? That was a 50-cent word, and you are absolutely right. It was a marvelous weekend. Got some other folks in the building. James Payne, Wu Payne in the building. Coach Payne representing for the Southeastern Jungleers. Ironically, Wu, you came on right after my mom popped up. She's a Southeastern Jungleer, and when I told her you took over the job, she said, Wu Payne? I said, that's right. Wu Payne is over there. Good morning, brother, and happy Monday. Can't wait to support you and what you got going on. You know how we do. We'll put that together, brother. So talking about these energy sources, and I know you know that as a coach. I got Coach Davis on here. I got Coach Mimi Watkins. I got Coach Payne. They know about these type of energy sources. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. My brothers dropped in. Yeah, they're my alpha brothers, but these are my good brothers. Reggie Vaughn to my right, and then Claude C.D. Vaughn to my left. These are my brothers indeed, and they stopped in from H-Town. They are Lansing products, state as well as Western grads, but also my brothers. But these are perfect examples of the type of individuals that you want around that are going to be encouraging, doing all these things. You say, yep, big SC class of 66 right there, Coach Payne. It's one of your alumni right there. Don't worry, me and Miles, we'll come over to a game. That's what we're going to do, man. We'll come support you, man. Jungleers in the building. So I use that example, but I want to go back into this accidental the accidental podcast piece that we were just talking about. And I think it's very important because there's different types. Now check out this image right here, guys. And you can go do some more, the Accidental Creative Podcast it is. You can go do some more research. But look at all the different type of people they got here. They got what you call the buzzers, the happies, the listeners, the coaches, the quiet stabilizers, the feedbacks, the changers, but then you got the repetitives, the fakes, the negatives, and yes, the toxics. I'm going to get into that right now, guys, to give you an idea. I won't go into all of them, but you got the positives, right? You got these buzzers. That's the first one I mentioned in the top left corner. These are my excited electrons, people who are so thrilled to be around other people and in the world, taking with them is like getting a burst of inspiration. You know those people are coaches, those young people. They may not even be the best player on your team, but they bring so much energy. They're so positive. They're clapping it up. They're making noise. They're going with it, and they are a significant contributor. And when they're not around, you know, and it may not even just be with sports. It may be in the workplace. Maybe when you go on a job, you can't help but be happy around this person. And speaking of happy, you got the happies. Generally positive, seem to be almost happy all the time. People you would skip with, laugh with, enjoy being with. I have a lot of these in my life. It's great to have those kind of individuals. They are good. So I'm going to cut to the chase. I won't necessarily get into the middle ground, but of course they're negatives, man. They're the negatives that we got to address too. The repetitives and non-changes. People who are stuck in a problem that you've listened to for years, right? Over and over and over again. Their complaints are the same over and over again. They don't bring anything new to the table. And finally, another one that we're all familiar with, a term that's frequently used, toxic. These are the people who make you feel like shutting down when you're around them. The people that drain you, that zap your energy, that are filled with negativity and cutting remarks. You know what they are. They do it all the time. Some of them are slick with it. Some of them are very obvious. Here's a good way to describe those people. You can literally feel your energy being drained when you're around people you shouldn't be around. That's right, man. We old enough to move around. We could do that. Here's another one for you guys. All of us light up a room. Some when they enter and some when they leave. I'll repeat that. All of us light up a room. Some when they enter and some when they leave. Which one are you? Give you an example. Shout out to Coach Iz. Coach Iz is in the building supporting Coach D'Antonio getting selected for the Spartan Ring of Honor, as well as getting selected for the College Football Hall of Fame. I use my relationship with Coach Iz as a member of the media to always be a positive. And some people try to criticize that because they feel that you shouldn't be that way, but I keep my sports psychology hat on. Coach Izzo got enough to talk about when it comes to X's and O's and why a play was made and why it wasn't. But if I can talk to Coach Izzo about the state of college sports, if I can talk to Coach Izzo about how he's feeling with his transition, he's open talking about he had hip surgery over the summer and how he would encourage people to do it sooner than later and how that's going to be impacting his approach to being refreshed. I mean, so many different things. I use him as an example of who I am, and I feel that contributes a lot. I'm not saying that's what you got to go around and be, but know who you are to other people. And by being that, you probably can determine what other people can be to you. It's a choice we make. And some may call it, well, this is my personality, this is how I am. However, whatever you put out, I think you have to realize that the universe is going to respond accordingly. So we all have a chance. I got a lot of great coaches that are listening in today. I got a lot of great people all the while that can influence people. There's so much to be said about being on the positive side of these people that I described. Now, if you find yourself on the negative, if that's the way you go, be ready to live in that space, but I think it's just so unrewarding after a while. It's just going to get to a point where what happened is like, well, I don't hear from them anymore. Yeah, they cut you off. They cut you off. You know, that goes back to this right here. Somebody say you can literally feel your energy being drained when you're around people you shouldn't be around. You wonder why they're not picking up. You wonder why they're not answering your calls or whatnot. And that's because the person's trying to work through what they need to work through, and they rather have someone that's going to be positive and encourage them. Now, being positive doesn't mean that you're not a truth teller. Being positive doesn't mean that you don't identify the issue. I can remember I use this as an opportunity like Tom Izzo got his first tech of the season. I was positive talking about it, but we talked about it. I said, Tom, what's up with the tech? You know, it wasn't glossed over. I was positive, but I was not saying, well, Tom, is that technical foul? Is that a reflection of you just really being in the bad space with these young men? Yada, yada, yada. So to each his own how you want to do it, man. But look at all these different personality traits that we can reflect. And if you choose to be on the lower tier, the negatives, the fakers, the repetitiveness of saying the same thing and being toxic, I think that's something you need to address. Who wants to be around a toxic person in these days and times? Who wants to be with somebody who just can't get it right? And if you find yourself constantly in this cycle of toxicity or being negative, you got to take a step back. You got to say, what do I need to change? What do I need to remove? What is triggering me to lead with this and put this energy out? Because I'm sure that's not who you want to remain being. So I just want to talk about that. Shout out to all the renewable energy sources out there. These people out here that keep you going, that keep it making it happen. Recognize those people that are on your team, in your camp, around you, in your circle, in your family that constantly bring that. And if you are a non-renewable energy source, if being with you means that it's going to be a problem over and over again, I feel for you, and I just will hope that you can get to a place where that's not who you become, not who you are tagged with, and you can find a way to be able to move on with that. And I want to wish you all nothing but the best going forward. It's a great weekend, but it can be a great week based on your approach, based on your mindset. And if this Monday Motivation can assist with that, I'm forever grateful for it. And if not, just know that somebody loves you, cares you, and respects you. Somebody's looking up to you for the things that you've done and the things that you will continue to do. And sometimes it's all about just showing up, folks. Sometimes the half the battle is just being there in the building, showing up, putting your best foot forward, and watching great things happen. Well, I just appreciate you guys. I'm not going to keep you. I'm going to keep it moving and let today be a great day. And see you guys next time. Number love from SPS. Peace.